Influential voices in Russia are aligning with the Kremlin's anticipated nuclear policy revision. Sergei Karaganov, a prominent Russian foreign policy expert, has called for a major overhaul of the country's nuclear strategy, advocating a more aggressive stance in response to Western support for NATO's actions in Ukraine. In an interview with Kommersant, Karaganov argued that the current nuclear doctrine, established by President Vladimir Putin in 2020, lacks sufficient deterrence and jeopardizes Russia's strategic position. In June, Putin emphasized that Russia's nuclear doctrine remains flexible and responsive to global events, highlighting its seriousness in the face of Western actions.
For some reason, they believe in the West that Russia will never use it. We have our nuclear doctrine. Look at what is written there. If somebody's action will threaten our sovereignty and territorial integrity, we consider it possible to use all means at our disposal.
Karaganov's remarks come at a time of heightened tension following recent Ukrainian advances into Russia's Kursk region. He proposed that Russia should explicitly declare its readiness to use nuclear weapons against NATO member states that support Ukraine's military efforts. Karaganov believes this would strengthen Russia's deterrent posture and demonstrate Moscow's willingness to take extreme measures in response to significant threats. The current Russian nuclear doctrine permits the use of nuclear weapons only in response to a nuclear attack or a conventional assault that threatens the survival of the state. Karaganov criticized this policy as inadequate, arguing that it fails to provide a strong enough deterrent and may put Russia at a strategic disadvantage. He suggested that the existing doctrine does not convincingly convey Russia's willingness to use nuclear weapons if necessary. Karaganov's proposal includes the possibility of executing a limited nuclear strike on a NATO member country, aimed at avoiding a full-scale nuclear conflict while still demonstrating Russia's readiness to use its most powerful weapons. This approach challenges the prevailing belief that any use of nuclear weapons would inevitably escalate to a broader nuclear war. Karaganov believes that a calibrated use of nuclear weapons under specific scenarios is both feasible and necessary for maintaining effective deterrence. The call for a revised nuclear strategy follows recent comments from Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov, who announced that Russia is preparing to update its nuclear doctrine in response to perceived Western escalation in the Ukraine conflict. The 2020 doctrine, which permits nuclear retaliation only under specific conditions, is now under review as Moscow reassesses its security strategy amid increasing Western support for Ukraine. The debate over Russia's nuclear posture raises significant concerns about international security and the potential for escalation. Karaganov's proposals introduce new uncertainties, suggesting a willingness to escalate the conflict in ways that could further destabilize the region. As Russia deliberates potential changes to its nuclear strategy, Sergei Karaganov's calls for a revised nuclear doctrine highlights growing frustrations within Russia and a desire to enhance its deterrent capabilities in the face of ongoing Western support for Ukraine. The evolving situation continues to raise critical questions about the future trajectory of Russia's military and nuclear policies, with substantial implications for international stability and security.